In Hindu stories we find many gods and goddesses. Two of the most loved figures are Radha and Krishna. Krishna is seen as an avatar of Vishnu, the preserver god. He came to earth to restore dharma, or cosmic order. Radha is often seen as his eternal companion, his Shakti, his energy. She is not just a person, she represents the human soul yearning for the divine. Their story is not a simple romance, it is a profound tale about the nature of God and the devotion of a follower. Their relationship is celebrated in temples, in songs, and in dances all across India. It is a love story that teaches us about a higher form of connection. Krishna grew up in a village called Vrindavan. It was a beautiful place filled with forests, rivers, and meadows. He was a mischievous child, loved by everyone. He was raised by his foster parents, Nanda and Yashoda. Radha lived in a nearby village called Barsana. She was the daughter of Vrishabhanu. As children, they would often meet while herding their cows in the fields. Their connection started simply as friends playing in the lush green pastures. They would play games, share food, and spend their days together under the warm sun. Their childhood was full of laughter and innocent joy, setting the stage for a bond that would become eternal. Their friendship was not like any other. It was special from the very beginning. Krishna would play his enchanting flute, and its music would draw Radha to him, no matter where she was. The sound of his flute was a call, a divine invitation that only her heart could truly understand. She would leave her chores and her home, mesmerized by the melody. The other cowherd girls, the gopis, were also captivated by Krishna. But the bond between Radha and Krishna was unique. It was a deep, unspoken understanding that went beyond simple friendship. It was a connection of two souls destined to be together in a divine play, or Leela. This early period of their lives is full of charming stories. We hear tales of Krishna stealing butter, known as Makhan Chor, and Radha often being his accomplice or witness. They would tease each other and play pranks on the other gopis. These simple, playful acts are not just children's games. Hindu scriptures see them as divine Leela, a cosmic play. Each action has a deeper spiritual meaning. Their interactions teach us that the path to the divine can be filled with joy, laughter, and simple happiness. Their childhood shows that God is not a distant, fearsome being, but a playful and loving presence that can be found in everyday life. As Radha and Krishna grew from children into teenagers, their friendship blossomed into something much deeper. The innocent games of their youth transformed into a profound and passionate love. This was not a worldly love focused on marriage or possession. It was a spiritual love, a divine connection that transcended physical reality. Krishna saw Radha not just as a beautiful girl, but as the embodiment of pure devotion. Radha saw Krishna not just as a handsome cowherd, but as the supreme being, the center of her universe. Their love was a perfect union of the human soul, or Jivatma, and the divine, or Paramatma. Their love story is often called the Rasa Leela. This refers to the divine dance that Krishna performed with Radha and the gopis on moonlit nights. He would play his flute, and all the gopis would rush to dance with him in the forest. It is said that to make every gopi feel special, Krishna multiplied himself so that each girl believed she was dancing with him alone. However, Radha always remained his central partner. Their dance was a symbol of spiritual ecstasy. It represents the soul's blissful union with God, where all worldly worries and identities melt away in a moment of pure, divine love. The special nature of their love is that it is unconditional. Radha's love for Krishna was not based on what he could give her. She loved him for who he was. She was willing to defy social norms and face criticism for her love. This is why she is considered the highest devotee. Her love, or bhakti, was so pure and selfless that it controlled Krishna himself. He, the master of the universe, was bound by the power of her devotion. This teaches an important lesson in Hinduism. Pure, selfless love is the most powerful force capable of winning over God himself. It is a love free from ego and expectation. This love is considered spiritual because it was never fulfilled in a conventional way. Krishna eventually had to leave Vrindavan to fulfill his destiny, to defeat the evil king Kansa and restore righteousness in the world. He left Radha and the gopis behind. Their physical separation is a very important part of their story. It signifies that true love is not about physical presence. It is a connection of the soul. Even when they were miles apart, Radha's heart was always with Krishna, and Krishna's soul was always with Radha. Their love became a symbol of devotion and separation, a longing that is considered a high form of spiritual practice. One of the most famous stories about Radha and Krishna is about their divine dance, the Rasa Leela. One autumn night, under a full moon, Krishna started playing his flute. The melody was so magical that all the gopis of Vrindavan, including Radha, left their homes and families to be with him. They forgot everything else, drawn only by the sound of his music. In the forest, they began to dance. At one point, the gopis felt a little proud that Krishna, the Divine One, was dancing only with them. To teach them a lesson about ego, Krishna suddenly disappeared from the dance, taking Radha with him to a secluded spot. Even Radha, his most beloved, felt a moment of pride, thinking she was more special than the other gopis. Sensing this, Krishna vanished from her side as well. Left alone, Radha was heartbroken. Her pride disappeared, replaced by an intense feeling of longing and desperation. She wandered through the forest, crying his name, asking the trees and animals if they had seen her beloved Krishna. The other gopis, also searching for him, found Radha in this state. They realized their mistake. Their collective yearning and selfless prayers made Krishna reappear. He explained that love and devotion must be free from ego. The dance then continued, more joyful and spiritual than before. Another poignant story takes place long after Krishna has left Vrindavan. He is now the king of Dwarka, married to his queens Rukmini and Satyabhama. One day, a solar eclipse occurs and people from all over the land travel to a holy place called Kurukshetra for a ritual bath. Krishna and his family from Dwarka are there. The people of Vrindavan, including Radha, also travel to Kurukshetra. It is here, after many years, that Radha and Krishna meet again. They are no longer the young lovers of the forest. They are older, with different lives and responsibilities. Their meeting is not filled with passionate declarations, but with a quiet, profound understanding. There are no tears of complaint, only the silent acknowledgement of their eternal bond. Rukmini, Krishna's queen, is curious about Radha, the woman whose name is always linked with her husband's. She serves Radha hot milk, but in her haste, serves it too hot. Radha drinks it without flinching. Later, when Rukmini goes to massage Krishna's feet, she finds blisters on them. Krishna explains that Radha resides in his heart so deeply that whatever hurts her, hurts him too. This story shows that their connection was beyond the physical, a true meeting of souls. The love story of Radha and Krishna offers timeless lessons for people today. Their relationship teaches us about the nature of unconditional love. In a world where relationships are often transactional, based on what one can get, Radha's love is a powerful reminder of selflessness. She loved Krishna without expecting marriage, status, or even his constant presence. Her love was an offering, a form of worship. This teaches us to love purely, for the sake of loving, without ego or demands. It encourages a form of connection that is liberating and spiritual, whether in our human relationships or in our connection with the divine. Furthermore, their story beautifully illustrates the idea of devotion through separation and longing, known as Viraha Bhakti. When Krishna left Vrindavan, Radha's love did not diminish, it grew stronger. Her pain of separation became her prayer. This concept is deeply significant. It tells us that we do not need to be in the physical presence of what we love to feel connected. We can find God or feel profound love within our own hearts. The feeling of longing itself can be a powerful spiritual path, a way to keep the beloved constantly in one's thoughts, and to purify the heart. This is a comforting message for anyone experiencing separation from a loved one. The relationship between Radha and Krishna also explains the Hindu concept of duality and non-duality. On the surface, they are two separate beings, the divine, Krishna, and the devotee, Radha. This represents the world of duality we live in. However, at a deeper level, they are one. Radha is the energy or Shakti of Krishna. He is incomplete without her, and she has no existence without him. They are two sides of the same divine reality. This teaches a profound philosophical truth. The human soul and the divine spirit, while appearing separate, are fundamentally one. The goal of spiritual life is to realize this unity. In conclusion, the story of Radha and Krishna is much more than a tale of romance. It is a spiritual allegory rich with meaning. They represent the ultimate ideal of love, where the lover and the beloved become one. Their divine Leela in Vrindavan shows that the path to spirituality can be joyful and playful. Their separation teaches the power of devotion and the truth that love transcends physical boundaries. For millions of people, chanting their names Radha Krishna is not just a prayer, it is an acknowledgement of the most beautiful relationship between the soul and God, a timeless message of love, devotion, and ultimate unity.